Well, hey guys, we're finally back at the shack. We haven't really come out and used it a whole lot this year. I came out a couple weeks ago, I guess, maybe a month ago. Checked out the shack and the solar panel wasn't charging, so the couple days ago I came out with a good multimeter in automotive style and just a Raven, and checked things over. And looks like I've got power coming into my charge controller, but no power coming out of the charge controller. So I ordered another one on Amazon, just another cheapo. I think it was 25 bucks for, I think it's a 10 amp. So that should hopefully solve the problem for me. And we'll have some lights again. Get everything powered back up, and it's nice to be able to come in and just flip a switch on and be able to see exactly what you're doing in there. Lots of big windows, so it's not a necessity right now, but even today when it's fairly cloudy, it's kind of dark in there. So we come out, we brought 10 sheets of galvanized steel roofing. I think we'll probably need about 8 sheets for the roof. That leaves me 2, so I may build some porch or save that for an outhouse, or a piece of it for an outhouse. I'd like to maybe put a lean-to on the side of my shed at home so that I can park my gator or the riding lawnmower. Try and keep things out of the weather a little bit until I have time to build a bigger utility shed. But I'll show you how the roof's looking. It's looking really rough. Borderline should be replacing the OSB, but the inside's still pretty good, so I'm going to, I think I'm going to cover it all with Tyvek to keep it weatherproofed, and then I'll screw the tin down on top. The Tyvek should help if there's any condensation on the bottom of the tin, but it's looking pretty sad. I think the steel's going to give it a nice face look. I brought my chainsaw and I'm going to cut, well, I'll show you. So if you look up there, you can see that the rafters actually hang down 6 inches or more. And what I did when I cut all my material, my 2x material, I cut it at 8.5 feet so that if anything was not very square or true, that would give me some extra room. I wouldn't have pieces that were short. So I brought my chainsaw and I'm going to cut about 2 inches off of the OSB. And then when I lay my tin up there, I should have 2 inches of tin overhanging, and then I'm going to put a 1x across, and that should square off the ends and make them look a little prettier. I'm not going to close in the ends, but at least that'll make it look a little better. You can see all the tar paper hanging off, and there's a little bit of tarp left, and it's looking pretty sad. So I brought my ladder. Chainsaw. I'm going to use a chalk line and try and keep it as straight as possible, and then start getting that tin up there after I put some Tyvek on it, and should make it a lot nicer. So time's a ticking, we better get going. Well, all in all, not too bad. I just got the 2 pieces right there to go around the chimney area, and then the 2 that are right behind it, I've just got them half screwed down, so I'll have to jump up back on the ladder and screw them down. But it's starting to rain, and I'm not a lover of heights, and slip and sliding on a tin roof doesn't really sound much fun to me. So I got the dog out with me. I'm just going to put my tools away and head back home. Probably start prepping supper, I guess. Not too sure what time it is. It's a little after 3, so it gives me lots of time to get home and clean up. I did all that screwing on one 5 amp Milwaukee battery. It was fully charged when I came out, and when I pushed the little battery indicator, it's still full, so that's pretty impressive. I brought out 2 extra, another 5 amp and another 2 amp battery spares, and then my grinder has a 5 amp that's about half charged. So I really had no idea. It tells you just how good they are versus the DeWalt's. I didn't need any of the batteries, and if I have to do any tin work with the grinder, I can still use probably the same battery that's in the little impact driver. So pretty impressive all in all. I mean, I realize that's not a huge roof, But you know, if you had one or two batteries and you had one on charge while you were working and you swapped them out, you'd more than likely be able to do what you need to do with those two batteries. So it's starting to drizzle pretty good. I'm just going to finish packing up here, make sure that there's nothing out that I don't want to get wet. I was hoping that the rain was going to hold off so that I could get those pieces on there, but it is what it is. I'm going to hope that it doesn't rain too much and we don't have any too wet plywood tomorrow. So it is supposed to be nice and sunny, so I can always finish up and cut it all and get it ready to lay in and just let it air dry for a couple hours into the afternoon. I do plan on going for a quick duck hunting. So anywho, I can hear the rain starting to pick up. I can see it over there. So thanks for coming along, and we'll be back tomorrow to finish up. Hopefully our charge controller's in so we can get our solar going again, and maybe just light a quick little fire and see how everything works. See you in the morning. Well, we got the solar setup all fixed. We got it up in the corner. It's kind of nice. The inverter, the little charge controller is next to it. Battery, it's on the shelf. It is secured. I'll probably bring out a piece of plywood. I'll cut it 12 by 12 or so, just to put it up underneath it so that it's not metal sitting underneath the battery. I got pork chop with me, so we're just wrapping things up. Seems like it's working all right. I'm going to check back in another, I don't know, 3 or 4 days, see how it's coming along. I want to research that charge controller a little bit more, just so I understand some of the information on it, because it says 17% charged. And my battery is full, so I'm not really sure what that means. I don't know if they're talking the load. It's 17% load. So I gotta check that, but it seems to be charging, so that's pretty nice. One of the projects done. Hey guys, well, we're just out at the shack. It's kind of a drizzly, cold day. Just wanted to come and have a look at the tin roof up there, make sure it's not leaking. Everything's looking all right. It's very cold out. It's well, it's not very cold out, but it's really cold and damp. It says it's about 7, but it feels a whole lot colder than that. It's really damp, rainy, drizzly. Just kind of a crappy day, but always something to do. So just thought I'd come out, have a look, make sure that the roof's not leaking. It's been 4, 5, it's been almost a week now since it's been up, so that's good. Changed out the charge controller for the solar. Brought a little beer fridge out, I showed. Just wanted to see, make sure everything's working properly. I brought out a second deep cycle battery for my panel. It didn't seem to be charging enough to maintain the fridge. I was getting a low voltage squeal, so may look at getting another panel. My buddy's got 200 watt panels that he wants to get rid of because he's upgraded to, I think they're 250s, something like that. So probably get a good deal on 200 watt panels, and I think that'd make a big difference. Probably even just one. Try just switching out one for now because that's over double, and then take that 40 watt, bring it back home, and set it up maybe to trickle charge batteries that I have in the garage or something along those lines. But let's just go in, have a look, see if the roof is leaking or not. Check on the battery and charge controller, make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do, and get home and out of this miserable weather. The charge controller is doing its thing. A little low on the voltage. We're sitting at 11.5 or so with the two batteries. So before I leave, I'll shut it off again. Today's supposed to be a drizzly day. and I think the next couple days are going to be drizzly, but it's going to be cool, so I'm just going to leave the water in the fridge. That's no big deal, it's just water. And I'll probably bring this extra battery home with me, put it on charge, and then tonight or tomorrow or something, when I come back out, I'll bring that battery and I'll put it on, and it'll help boost the system a little bit. Probably have to look at getting another bigger battery, but for now it'll work. No water leaking in around the stove or the chimney. That's really good. It's all siliconed up really well. I had water come in the window a couple days ago, and I thought, oh no, my roof's leaking, but it was actually the window being open. So kind of a false alarm, but I was scared. But all in all, I think everything's gonna do all right in here now. I do have to get it insulated, and probably do, I'm thinking 1.5 or 2 inch blue foam. Or maybe just the pink stuff, we'll see. And then some tongue and groove pine to finish it in as best as we can. So anyways, that's it for this update on the cabin. At least we got some work done. Still got to clear out some bush in front. Kind of when you look out the window, it'd be nice if that area was clean so you could see the pond. Also got to finish building a deck. All the pressure treated 2x6 that come from the gardens. All the 8-foot lengths I'm going to put out here. I got to build 2 boxes to go inside my 8x8s so that the 2x6 can sit on those as well, so that there's no sag in the middle, because I think there's a 4-foot gap between these two and an 8-foot gap between the other two. So got some projects, we'll get to them as time permits, but I just thought I'd share my charge controller issue as well as my tin roof. So cheers guys, and stay dry.